Hey guys, it's Star the Flippin' Hippo. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel at Flippin' Hippos. Today is Wednesday, March 13th. In spite of it being Wednesday, we're going to go ahead and do what sold on eBay, because I did not get to that this week. On Monday or yesterday, having a little bit of a rough time of it lately. Last Friday I was down for the count for about half of the day with really bad back pain. And then over the weekend, I started to feel the effects of like a cold or a sore throat coming on. And by Monday, it was just all in my sinuses and it hurt so bad. It felt like my eyeballs were trying to pop out of my face. So I really just laid in bed for like 2 days and did minimal sharing on Poshmark and some listing as long as I could stand staring at the computer. I just did not feel well. And yesterday I did start to feel better, but my voice didn't sound right yet. It sounded like a scratchy little frog. But it is Wednesday. I'm almost 100%. I still feel a little off, like my throat is really dry. I have a water here so we can just get through this video because we are already 2 days late, which means this whole week is going to be behind for me as far as videos, you guys. I will be back tomorrow morning. I shouldn't say morning because my idea of what a morning is next to most people is different, because I kind of work like on a second or third shift schedule as far as working and sleeping. We'll say early afternoon. I will be back tomorrow with a live haul show to show you guys what we got on Sunday, and then I will be between Thursday night and Friday afternoon just recording like 4 or 5 videos back to back just to get you guys some back to basics videos up this week to help you guys out. I plan on doing one on shipping. I'm hoping to get around to one on inventory and maybe jeans, but I will be recording those out, so there will be like a couple days this week where maybe I double up and put out extra videos, but like I said, I'm on a Wednesday, I should already be doing my haul video. So I just feel like I'm behind and I really want to put that content out for you guys. I did promise you when I started the Back to Basics that I wanted to do one a week, sometimes two. So that will happen, you guys. I gotta just get back into the groove. You can kind of hear my voice a little, but let's just jump on into this real quick. Last Monday we had a meh weekend for us. The volume was okay. Not bad, but not what you would expect to see on a weekend around tax time. This is usually the really good time of year for used clothing sellers, but hey, we had 16 go out and that is pretty darn good. Tuesday of last week, we had 5 sales and 4 packages. So we had 3 eBay sales and 2 on Posh. And that's a pretty good Tuesday for us because we typically are really slow on Tuesdays. And you can see here, I did sell a pair of Fat Albert jeans on Poshmark for $40. I was excited about. Then on Wednesday, we had 9 eBay sales go out. That was pretty exciting for a Wednesday. Thursday, we had 7 packages, all eBay. And then on Friday, the day that I was down and out because of my back, I never even got around to posting this photo on Instagram. So I had to email it to myself to show you guys. But on Friday, we had 3 sales. This fat package right here with Henry has 2 minions in it, 2 minion plushies. And then there was like a pair of jeans, I think, in the padded flat. And then we had an amazing weekend. Look at this, guys. We had 27 items sell over the weekend. That's above and beyond our 0.5% sell-through rate. 6 sales on Poshmark. That is a pretty darn good weekend on Poshmark for us. So this past weekend was really, really good, and sales are pretty good this week. Thus far, the last 3 days, we've had higher numbers than normal throughout the week. So speaking of what we consider a decent weekend versus what other people do, you guys know I always tell you it's relevant. Keep in mind that everyone is at a different spot in their reselling journey. Everybody has different total numbers of listings. Everyone is on different platforms. Whether they're on 1 or 5 can make a difference. And whether you're a volume seller and what you're selling, all of these things come into play. And you have to figure out what is good for you and your business. What is a good weekend for you may not be for me. And what is a good weekend for me to someone who has 4,000 or 5,000 items in their eBay store would be terrible. My super good weekend would be like, you know, detrimental to them. So just remember, it's all relevant and there's so many things that come into play. It's just that over time, Keith and I have learned, based on how many platforms we're on, the kinds of items we're selling, the price points we're selling at, and our total overall listings, how much we would or should be selling, how much we do on average, and where we should be at. And that is going to look different for everyone. But just to give you an idea, I know I've been talking about my jean sales a lot in the last couple of weeks, kind of telling you guys why I buy some of those 99-cent lower end mall brands to flip them, because those are bread and butter. Those are filler when you're running a volume-based business like us or like Megan McWhinney. And if you guys did not see the live show Sunday night when I had Megan McWhinney on, I will actually link it in the description box because y'all should see that. Her and I have very, 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 very similar ideas when it comes to jeans. Her business model is pretty identical to Keith and I, except she does a higher volume than we do. She has closer to 4,000 items. So I'll link that down below. You can watch it. But it just gives you a kind of an idea when you go into this knowing that you're going to do volume, you need filler. And that's one of the biggest reasons we do a lot of used clothing, because that's bread and butter. It's filler. It's cheap. The cost of goods for us is 99 cents. So we can go spend, you know, $30 and come home with 30 jeans that are going to profit 10 a piece. We've made $300, and that's just a different business model than other people, and not everyone has low cost of goods. So that is another thing that can come into play. You have to look at what you have around you. Do you have sales at your thrift stores? Do you have the bends? Do you have a hookup with someone with electronics or broken phones? That all comes into play too. But once you decide, if you do decide that you want to have a lot of listings on a lot of different platforms and you want to do this volume model, you're going to need filler. That's just the bottom line. You're going to need the expensive stuff and the filler stuff, and that's the only way to make a volume-based business work. So this week, what I've picked out to share with you guys is some of our amazing stuff and some of our boring stuff that's just bread and butter, just to kind of give you an idea of the different price points and the different types of items as far as brands and stuff that we do sell in the store to keep our volume up. Do I sound excited yet? I need a drink of water. Look at this Taz. He was 50 cents. He's got a clip on his head. He goes on a crib or a car seat. And when you push him, these two little red lights light up in his cheeks, and he plays Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. He was 50 cents. He shipped in a 5x5x5 box, first class, and I accepted a best offer on him of $12. Sonic the Hedgehog here was, I believe, 50 cents as well. He did not have any tush tags or hang tags, so he went, believe it or not, he went quote-unquote for cheap. If this Tails would have had hang tags and tush tags, he would have went for a lot more than 17. He did ship first class in a poly bag. Classic Toy Company. This is the brand I am always talking about, telling you guys, is a Bolo. These are really cheaply made beanbag styrofoam plush toys that come out of like claw machines and carnival prizes. They have a following. People love these, especially the dragons. But anytime I put these in our store, I get tons of messages. Someone will buy, say, like this purple and yellow fish, and then she asked me if I had the pink and blue one. People do collect these, and they like to get the animals in all the different colors and sizes. And you can usually pick them up for like $1.99 for the really big ones, and less than that for the smaller ones. I wouldn't pay $2 for the tiny ones. This one was a little over a foot, so I did pay $1 for him, I believe. It may have been $1.99. He did have a hang tag, so I did bubble wrap his head and then put him in tissue paper and then into a poly bag. And he was first class, and he did so for $19. Okay, if anybody out there has young kids and you know something I don't know, I need y'all to tell me. Is there another Despicable Me or Minion movie coming out? Because I sold 3 Minions this week. Minions are usually a good mover for me, but they're usually long tail and they usually sit for a while, and I don't usually sell 3 in 1 week. So I was kind of questioning, is there a Minion movie coming out I don't know about? So this little Bob sold for $7. I accepted a best offer of $7 on him. He's just a 6-inch little Bob. He was 50 cents. He's been around for a while. He did ship first class. He's a Toy Factory, so I was okay with the 7. And then this Kevin here that is 8 inches, and he's also Toy Factory, Despicable Me Minion made brand. You can see here. This 8-inch Kevin and his friend, this one over here, the 14-inch larger Kevin, went together to one buyer. I want to say I paid 50 cents for the small one and probably $1 for the larger one. And between the two offers she sent on the 2 Kevins, she paid a total of $20.80 for both. And I put them together in tissue paper and they shipped first class in a poly bag. This flying cow was picked out of the bins like 2 years ago. This thing I thought was so cool when I found it. I thought it would for sure sell. If not fast, even if it was long tail, I thought for sure this would sell around Christmas. It has been around for 2 Christmases. And it finally sold. It did sell overseas though. It went to an international buyer through the global shipping program. And it went for only $9, but they also paid the $7.85 shipping or whatever it is to Kentucky. And so we were happy to finally see that go because it's been around forever. By weight, it was probably $1. Another one of my Nesco Bears longtime viewers probably remember these. I found a whole slew of these at the bins. I brought home like, I don't even remember. I want to say there were like 50 of them. And they've been around for quite some time too. The better ones, the more expensive ones, started moving right away when they got listed. I had sets of like the wedding party, the bride, the groom, the flower girl, the best man. I had sets of moms and kids. And there's still a few around and they're just kind of trickling out and selling off over time. When I found them at the bins, I found them in a basket. And then I put them all in the basket and they weighed, I think they were like just right at 2 pounds. I can't even remember. I want to say I paid $2 for all 50. But it's just an example of buying something like that, you know, there was a huge amount of them for really cheap. They were super easy to photograph and list. And then they just sit and sell over time and add to the volume and everything. They're all pure profit at this point. Like the first time I sold the wedding set for like $60, they were pure profit. So these guys still move. We got an Eli Cattleman here. This is definitely a Bolo brand for your pearl snaps. It's a good brand. This one sold for $19. Keith paid 99 cents for it. Got a Wolverine shirt here and a Wolverine shirt here. These are not big time brands, as you can see. They don't go for a lot of money, as you can see, but they go pretty fast. Wolverine is one of those brands, when Keith finds it for 99 cents, he will always pick it up. These, they sell within a month, usually, if they're like extra large and they're nice button front plaid shirts. They don't sit around for very long, so 99 cents into 12 for something that's going to go pretty quickly. We, think that's a good deal. And also the same buyer bought both of these and we gave him a deal. He paid $22 for the 2 of them. These American Eagle booty shorts. I was just talking about booty shorts a couple weeks ago on a live show. These were 99 cents. They shipped first class. They sold for $15.61. Now we're going to get into some of my bread and butter jeans just to show you guys how these do. I just brought these hydraulics home, wow, I want to say not even a month ago. These are a brand that most people will avoid. I will even tell you that, and I think Megan talked about it on the live show with me, she doesn't get hydraulic anymore. She won't mess with them, but this is a brand that I do well with. Now the thing is I will only pay 99 cents for them. They've got to have something special about them, like these nice back flaps and the embellishment. It had the whiskers on the front. They were flare or Bailey micro boot, but they were just nice. So for 99 cents, I picked them up. They sold in under a month for $19.95. And we were going to see how they shipped. They were first class, so they weren't even a padded flat. Even better, right? Here's another bread and butter brand I'm always talking about. I always get Jessica Simpson when I find it. For 99 cents. I would not pay more than 99 cents for Jessica Simpson. These Kiss Me jeggings do really well, especially in the dark wash and the larger sizes, like a size 31 or higher. These were in the store for maybe a month, 99 cents into 1969, and these also shipped first class. Gloria Vanderbilt. I will get Gloria Vanderbilt under, you know, certain circumstances. If they're unique, if they are brightly colored or striped or leopard print, new with tags like these, a larger size. This all-around slimming effect is very similar to the Chico's So Slimming line that I'm always talking about as a bolo. These also had a name in them. These are all things that make jeans more valuable, even these low-end mall brands. But these were new with tags. They have a name. They're Jordan. They were a size 14, a larger size. They had the slimming effect. They were dark wash. They had a lot going for them. And I took 99 cents and turned it into $25 in under a month. These guys sold overnight. These were really exciting. I paid 99 cents for these. Wrangler is a brand that I will not buy anymore. Not jeans. Keith still does the men's Wrangler shirts, like the pearl snaps when he finds them. But I don't mess with the Wrangler jeans anymore. But when I saw these, I knew I had to get them. 99 cents. They're Wrangler flame resistant. And you can see the keywords I used up here. Work jeans. I put in their rating and all of this. I started them at 41 and I took a best offer. I want to say of 37 overnight, and 41 was really high. That was starting them pretty high. I feel like most people were getting around 35 to 40. So I just took the 37 when I woke up the next morning, and they sold overnight. So there's your bolo of the week, guys. Find those flame resistant jeans. And of course, mech buckle jeans. These are men's, which makes them much more valuable. Quicker to sell for more money. These went for, look at these. These are just so cool. I had to have them. I believe I paid $6.99 for these. I would have paid full price for these, absolutely. They've been around a little while, not too long, maybe a month or two, maybe less than a month. And they sold for $38.44. So that is an example of the different kinds of jeans that I will find and put in the store. Some that sell for $38, $41, $25. And then I had the two 19s, but these went first class and they were only $1 and they were quick. And that is something else I do keep in mind when I'm sourcing. 99 cents into 40 obviously is much better than 99 cents into 19. But if it's going to be something that goes fast or ship first class, those are like things I would consider the filler and the bread and butter that I was talking about earlier. Let me know in the comments below how your week has been. How was last week? Have you guys had any really cool flips? Anything you found when you were outsourcing that was really exciting? If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave those down below. I do respond to each and every one of you guys, and I do love to hear from you. Do me a favor before you leave and smash that like button. It always helps the channel. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos. Until next time, you guys have a good night.